Hey guys, it's my pleasure to dub this video for you today. Today we're going to be cooking some beautiful breakfast, Australian style with a Kenyan twist. Scrambled eggs, toast, and baked beans. Alrighty guys, let's get started. We're going to begin by preparing the ingredients. First, we have some delicious white bread. Looks good. We're going to prepare the white bread with some lovely low salt soft spread butter, and also we're going to be frying some baked beans with our food, which adds a delicious little British twist to our scrambled eggs and bread. Alrighty, let's get to buttering. Alrighty guys, I don't know about you, but I like to start the day with some eggs. Eggs are full of protein. They're really good. You know, when you wake up sometimes, guys, and you have not much energy, you need a coffee. And I think everyone around the world can agree that it's good to start the day with a good, healthy breakfast. As you can see, we don't have any bacon or any meat. It's actually recommended, and I recommend too, to start the day with a vegetarian meal. If you like vegan food, you can do vegan. So as we direct you guys, you can see my beautiful wife, or my beautiful wife's hands. Today we'll just call her hands, referring, and she's buttering the bread. There we go. Nice and soft butter is good to use. Sometimes it's good to use low salt butter, because then later as you cook, you can add more salt, you can add pepper. But you know, very basic stuff, guys. We're buttering the white bread because what we're going to do is we're going to actually fry the white bread in a very just standard skillet or frying pan. This was actually something that I grew up with. It's probably, you know, let us know in the comments if you guys do this, but it's really popular in Great Britain, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, France, where they butter the bread and instead of toasting it, they fry it. The Americans do something similar with grilled cheese. They put the cheese in the middle, then they fry the bread. But what we do sometimes is we actually butter the bread, then we cut a hole in the middle, and we fry an egg in the bread. So another day we'll show you how to do that, and I highly recommend that everyone give it a taste. But yeah, you know, standard stuff. It's important to butter both sides, as you can see, because we're going to be frying on both sides. We need to get a nice crisp. What happens is if you don't fry it enough, sometimes the butter goes soggy. And I think we can all agree there's nothing worse than soggy bread for breakfast. So we're going to be getting almost, I'm not going to say burnt, but almost a bit of a darkness around the edge to get it nice and crispy. Again, you can leave the crust on like we are, or you can cut the crust off. I know there's a lot of you guys that probably don't like crust, so you can cut it off or leave it on. But we're going to be, frying the bread, scrambling our eggs, and we'll come back to you guys when we're preparing the eggs. Alrighty, see you soon. Alrighty guys, it's time to crack the eggs and mix them with some milk in a little bowl, because we're going to be doing scrambled eggs. You guys can fry them, you can poach them, you can boil them. It really depends. I think some mornings I like my eggs scrambled, some mornings I like them fried, sometimes I like them boiled. It really depends. But today we feel like scrambled eggs, so we're going to crack them into a bowl. Typically for one person you can have about 3 or 4 eggs. There's 2 of us, so we'll be having about 5 or 6. And milk isn't essential, you can do it without, but I like it, my wife likes it. It just adds a bit of creaminess, it adds a bit of fluffiness, so the eggs become really fluffy and light. And it's very important when you make scrambled eggs that from the moment you add it to the hot pan, you start mixing, because if you let it sit, you're going to make an omelette. Which are good. Omelettes are nice. We all like omelettes. But if you want something particular, you have to be super careful. So the eggs have been added to the bowl, which is great. We're going to add a little bit of low-fat milk to add just a bit of creaminess. You don't need much. Typically, about 30 mils is good, 40 mils. We've added a few eggs, so there'll be a little bit more. We've already put the milk in a little cup here, and you can see. Yep, that should be enough, which is good. So we're gonna mix it through. We're gonna get it nice and homogeneous. And you can use a whisk, you can use a fork. It really doesn't matter. We have a whisk. So a nice brisk whisk for about 20 seconds or so, or once the eggs have all the yolks have broken and it looks nice and smooth. You can see my wife is mimicking one of those electric mixers. Good job. And once it's nice and mixed, we will move over and we'll start cooking. So we'll see you in a sec. Alrighty guys, we're over here at the beautiful stovetop. We're going to begin by lighting the fire. This is a gas stovetop. Some people have electric, some people have gas. We're going to put it on a medium, sort of medium low heat. We don't want to get things burning. We want it to cook nice and gradually. And then we're going to lube things up by adding the butter. The butter also adds a bit of creaminess. So about 1 large tablespoon is good. You know, typically, yeah, about that is perfect. Sometimes people put like 1 teaspoon, sometimes they do 1 tablespoon, but the butter is actually to add a bit of creaminess to the bread. This is a non-stick pan, so you actually don't need the butter for the stick, but it adds the bread to be nice and crispy and buttery, and who doesn't love buttery bread? So the first step is we're going to fry the bread, and we're going to throw it in once the butter's melted, and I'll be back with you in 1 sec. Alright, it's time to add the bread now. There's 2 pieces of white bread. You can use brown bread, you can use wholemeal bread, you can use sourdough bread, you can use focaccia bread, you can use all sorts of breads. I like white bread, Suzzy likes white bread, so we've been really good with our diet, so why not treat yourself a little bit for some lovely white bread. So we're going to get it nice and soaked up, move it around. The thing is that you all need to be very careful. If you don't move the bread, it will stick. Even though it's a non-stick style pan, it will grip and then your bread will tear open, and this bread is actually very soft, very fresh. So yeah, we're going to flip it in a sec, and once this is getting nice and crispy, we'll be back. Alright guys, the bread is coming along nice and well. It's starting to crisp up. What you need to do is you need to flip it. The bread is really yummy, nice and buttery. That's why it looks a bit yellow. It's not actually yellow, it's just, oh yeah, nice and crispy, nice and buttery. It's actually not far away. What we want to do is get some nice brown marks around the edges. We're gonna get it nice and toasty on both sides. So when this is about to come off, we'll come back and then we'll move on to the eggs. Alrighty, see you soon. Alrighty guys, the bread is done. You can see a little smoky smoke. That doesn't mean it's burnt, it just means it's done. When it starts to smoke, you take the bread off. Looks so good. Alright guys, we're going to clean the pan, then we're going to come back and we're going to cook those delicious eggs. Alrighty. Alrighty guys, we left the bread to cool, so it's nice and crispy now. We're going to add some butter to do the eggs. And they're going to be beautiful, fluffy, scrambled eggs. Oh yeah. Are you getting hungry yet? I bet you are. If you're hungry, leave a comment below saying, where's mine? Alrighty guys, we're adding some butter. About 2 small spoons. Gonna melt it off the spoon. Get it in. We'll be back in 1 minute and we'll add the eggs. Alrighty guys, we're gonna add in the eggs. Oh yeah, yum, yum, yum. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting hungry. Alright, and now the eggs are in, we're gonna start whisking straight away to stop them turning into an omelette. Yeah, oh yeah. Now you guys watch. It's alright, it's gonna look like it's not gonna be doing much to begin with, but it will start to thicken up quicker than you can say, oh my god, my eggs. Alrighty guys, you can see little lumps gathering. We call these curds. When you see the little lumps gathering, they're called curds. Happens with cheese, happens with eggs. And it's very important to keep mixing around the edges, because the edges is where the curds form. And what happens, guys, if you don't keep mixing, you're going to end up with eggs that are really lumpy, that are big bits, that are small bits, harder to eat. We want a nice texture of light, fluffy eggs. You can see already now it is getting thicker. So literally within the next 10 seconds, this is going to turn from liquid into a solid. And you can start to see the bottom of the pan. Literally guys, there's a trick that maybe you know, but maybe you don't, and I'll tell you in 1 second, once these eggs are getting closer. Oh yeah, scrambled eggs. Alright, so now what you do is you turn the heat off, because the eggs are going to continue to cook. Otherwise they'll overcook and they'll get hard. Alrighty guys, now we're going to plate up our beautiful eggs. Looking good. Light, fluffy, yummy scrambled eggs. Absolutely delicious. Alrighty guys. There's the bread. There's the eggs. Now for the beans. Alrighty guys, we're going to end our beautiful meal by warming up some cute little cans of baked beans. Now these are just your very typical standard baked beans. You can get Heinz or any other brand that's local to where you live. These have the tomato sauce flavour, so they're nice and sweet. I know in America they use like a brown sugar flavour, so those are even sweeter, but we're literally just warming up these beans. They're already cooked. You can actually eat them straight out the can. But because we're having a hot breakfast, we want some warm beans. When they start to smoke, we take them off. Alrighty guys, the beans are done. We're just going to pour them in the bowl. Wow, wow, wow. Sweet, delicious baked beans. Hot and ready for a lovely breakfast. Looking good guys. Now, for taste, crack some salt, which will add a beautiful little spark to our breakfast. And then, if you like, some black pepper. You can use white pepper, black pepper. I like black pepper. And yeah, now we'll get it all prepared, take it over to the table, and show you what it looks like when it's all finished. And this is what it looks like presented on the table. We're about to plate it all up into our preferred style of eating and enjoy. Alrighty guys, we're at the end of this beautiful cooking breakfast journey. We're going to add the beautiful fluffy eggs that are creamy and milky. You can add as much as you want. Sometimes you might want some on the toast. Sometimes you might want all of it on the toast. We like to leave a little bit to have by itself. It's all good. And then once you've got your preferred amount on the toast, you can either put the beans on the plate or you can just slide the beans a little closer so you've got access to them. It's really up to you. But it's good to do what you want. Today we're just going to put a little bit on the plate because they're sweet and they're delicious. And as you can see, this is a very common worldwide breakfast of scrambled eggs on toast with baked beans, beautiful buttery toast. And yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this, if you want to see more cooking, if you want to see more in-home lifestyle videos, there's only one way you can do it, and that's by subscribing to this YouTube channel. The channel you're watching right now, not another one, this one. Right now, click subscribe, click the bell, get notified. We can make more videos. You can be happy. We can be happy. And my wife's hands can be happy. Alrighty guys, we hope you enjoy your day. We're gonna eat our breakfast. You should eat your breakfast. We're all gonna eat our breakfast. Take care. Goodbye. Next time, enjoy.